Chris Isaak's LP, Heart-Shaped World, is one of the sleeper hits of the year. The two-year-old release is still selling like hotcakes, much like tickets for his show tonight at the C&E Grandstand.
Hello there and welcome to the Blues Spotlight. I'm Kim Clark. Champions today, Chris Isaak. He was born and raised in Stockton, California. In his youth, he did some amateur boxing. In terms of music, he said he loved the Beatles. He was raised on country and western music. He had an aversion towards rock and roll until he heard the original Sun recording sessions. And there are some classic elements to Chris Isaak. He looks like a matinee idol from the 1940s. His sound, well, that's classic late 50s, early 60s, sort of Roy Orbison meets Elvis Presley. Chris Isaak had a small but very loyal following until the release of his third album, Heart-Shaped World. On that release was the song Wicked Game. It was featured in David Lynch's movie Wild at Heart, and that put Chris Isaak over the musical top. As a footnote, Chris was offered an opportunity to act in that movie, playing the heavy, but he declined to concentrate on music. We'll be back with Chris Isaak right after these messages.
I have a real good band. It took me a long time to get good musicians and put them together. Guys, and not only good musicians, but guys who hadn't heard of the Union. See, I don't pay them very much. It's like God's will. He takes lazy boys who don't want to comb their hair and stay up late and makes them into musicians. If I have my band with me, then I could just screw around because they make plenty of good music without me. I told them I was going to introduce them to Madonna. Kenny's singing, you know, Jimmy will be singing, Rolly will be singing. I don't even know Madonna. Actually, they sound pretty good without me. I wish I could say that I had some kind of mastermind idea and how it happened, but actually I was doing what I usually do, and I do pretty well. I was watching TV. I was watching, I think, Hawaii Five-0. Jack Lord was catching a guy who was up to no good. And somebody called me on the phone and said, this guy, Lee Chestnut, was playing it in Atlanta. They reported it to me first as just a sign of trouble. I think someone was worried that my record was on the radio. And then they called me later on, and at first I thought it was a prank call. I get a lot of those. My brothers or my mom, they're heartless about my career. And then later on, they just kept calling, saying they're playing it, playing on the radio, and people are calling in, and it was kind of like a Cinderella story. Sorry, I've been watching football, so that's what they say. You pay $6, $7, and we put on the suits. You pay $15, $20, we put on the tie. $30, we take off the suit. We're going on tour through Europe for a month. Then we're going like a week, I think, in Japan and Australia, Kenny and I, and then we're going to come back and go through the United States on tour, and I hope to go through Canada too. Then by then I should come back and I should clean out my icebox because it's going to look like a science experiment or something in there. I think that's how Fred McMurray grew flubber, actually. Hey, remember that stuff?
Billboard charts, you are number 6 next week.
All right!
I mean, what does this feel like to have a gold record?
It feels great. It's exciting, it's fun. It's got like, my name is up there with all these people who are really stars. It's like, don't tell them. I just looked at this record. I'm really happy to get it. Let me tell you, it's a ball, and it says honky tonk man, Dwight Yoakam. Well, hey, but it's the thought that counts.
Chris was, I would say, a very good sport to go with what we were talking about. We had lots of ideas how to interpret the song, but I wanted to go with something kind of very sensual and melodic.
Came in, he was next to tears, and I told him, I said, damn it, Herb, you're the director. Direct.
We ended up in Hawaii.
Just because you're mine. He'd come to me a lot of times, and it'd be like a look on his face, like kind of like a lost child.
Chris was really open about it.
I remember him one time in particular, he came, it must have been 3 or 4 in the morning, and his pajamas, you got to imagine, he had flannel pajamas, kind of wrinkled.
I didn't want him being Chris Isaak, the musician. I wanted him being Chris Isaak, the man.
And the next day, you know, he was a changed man. I just want to say that when I met the girl, I had no idea of her age, and past that, I really don't think I should answer at this time.